Guys, I love walnuts. I love pecans. Today, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite pound cakes, and that is a caramel fudge walnut pound cake. Today, we're going to be making this pound cake. We're going to make it for my mom. She had surgery yesterday, and so I'm going to make her dinner tonight. I'm making her chicken Alfredo, and I'm going to make this pound cake. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grease our pan that we're going to cook it in. I'm going to cook it in a bundt pan. And so I've got some Crisco here, or shortening, whatever you want to use. And I am just going to grease my pan. If you have Baker's Joy, something like that, please use it. I do not have any, or I would be using it. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned Southern way. And then I'm going to take a little bit of all-purpose flour and just kind of go around it. Get our batter done. We want our pan to be good and ready. And I'm going to put just a little bit, you see right here, because it seems like it's the hardest part to get floured. So I'm just going to kind of tap it on just a little bit. So make sure we get all the flour on there. And I kind of tap mine all the way around. There's our greased and floured cake pan. Okay, we're going to set this to the side. I'm going to get this up. We're going to use 1 box of Devil's Food chocolate cake mix. Just going to pour it right in. But we're not going to follow the box directions. We're going to follow my own direction. I kind of made this cake up, and it's so good. You can't believe how good it is. When we take it to like any kind of church function or anything like that, it's gone. And people will be calling you like, "Can I have that recipe? What kind of cake was that?" It happens every time. And you know, if we take something, we want to take our best. I don't want to spend a fortune on a cake that somebody else makes. I want to make it myself. And I want it to be very good. I want to give it my best. And this is a simple recipe, and you can tell you give it your best. Okay, so now we just got our cake mix out. I'm rambling on, and I'm not even telling you what I'm putting in. How can I do that? I get to talking too much. Put in 1 box of chocolate instant pudding mix. And that is the 3.9 ounces. So I got that in there. I like to talk too much. Now we're going to put in 4 eggs. You know what? When you crack eggs, and I've always said this, you feel like a real baker when you're cracking eggs. Even if it's a cake box cake mix, you're a real baker. When you crack the egg, you're the baker. Okay? We're going to be needing 3/4 cup of just plain old water. I kind of do mine at room temperature. 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you have. 1/4 cup of brown sugar, packed brown sugar. Oh, let me make sure I'm doing it right. I don't want to forget anything. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Kind of make mine a hefty teaspoon. Let's see if we got it all. Okay, we got the water, we got the vegetable oil, we got 4 eggs, we got the brown sugar, cinnamon, and 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts. And if you don't have walnuts, if you have pecans, you can go ahead and use that. So I'm going to go ahead and just beat mine up. I just put the 1/4 cup right in here and just going to beat them. And I'm going to get out my 1/4 cup. And I'm going to put them in last. I forgot I gotta fix this batter. And we need to put in 1/4 cup of white wine. A friend of mine started doing that, and oh my gosh, her cakes are so good. The wine burns off, so you don't get the alcohol effect, but it really makes that cake amazing. But if you do not want to put in the wine, you could just add another 4th cup of water. I buy these little bottles of Sutter Home wine, and because we don't drink, but they help for cooking. Like I like to make my gravies and everything in these, so that's what I use. Okay, now, so I think I'm making sure I got all my ingredients in, and that's it. And now we need to mix this up, and I'm just going to use a hand mixer. Okay, something very important that I forgot to do is preheat my oven to 325 degrees. Yes, I forgot that, but it's preheating now. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of scrape the bowl. That's how quick this came together. Now we're going to fold in our 1/4 cup of walnuts, and you can leave this out if you want to. But I am going to fold mine in. And you can use pecans, walnuts, whatever you choose. But I do kind of chop them up kind of fine. We're going to go ahead and pour this into our greased and floured pan. It smells delicious. This is a super moist cake. You have to take this to your next church potluck or family reunion. If you are in a hurry and you got a lot to do and you got other dishes to make this. It's quick and easy, and it is spectacular. Best part about when your kids grow up, which is so sad when they grow up, but you do get to lick the spoon. Okay, we're going to tap it out. I heard a cook, he's a chef, a professional chef, and he said that if you are not a real cook, and I heard this, if you tap your cake, you're not a real cook. Well, I've been tapping cakes for many years, and I'm a real cook. I wash every one of them dishes that I mess up from cooking. I am the real cook. So if you tap your cake, it's okay. And if you don't, that's okay too. You are a professional if you don't tap your cake. But me, I'm just a plain old grandma in the kitchen making a cake. Done. All right, I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to wash up these few dishes and while my oven preheats, and I'll be right back in just a minute to put it in the oven. We're going to put our cake in a 325 degree oven. We're going to check on that cake and see where it is right now. We've got our cake out of the oven. Looks beautiful. It took 1 hour to bake exactly. So 60 minutes to bake this cake. We're going to let this cake cool for a little while, and then we're going to take it out of the pan, and we are going to make it caramel fudgy pound cake. That is a beautiful cake. I probably should have dusted it in cocoa powder, but we're going to cover that up, so it's not a biggie. I want to show you guys what I've been doing since while we were waiting on this cake. We had a tragedy in our town. It's a very good friend of ours. People, the whole town just love these people so much, and they passed away the other day in a house fire. And so tonight I have the honor of preparing their meal. They're having their funeral service tonight, and I'm going to feed the family, me and some friends of mine, and I want to show you what I made. Oh, it's still hot. It's not. I'm fixing to put it in the oven. It is chicken Alfredo. It is enough to feed 15 for their family. So that's what I've been doing while I was making this cake. And I also made one for my mom, and hers is ready, and I'll show it to you already. This is what my mom's looks like. I just put it in a small round pan, and all the cheese is crusty. That's the way I like it. Just a little bit of crisp on the ends. And I made hers out of macaroni instead of fettuccine noodles because she just had her surgery, and I just felt like she could probably eat that better. So anyway, I'm waiting on her garlic bread. Okay, now our cake has pretty much cooled, and we're going to make this a caramel fudgy pound cake. It's a beautiful cake. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a glaze for this before we put our caramel on it. We are going to put in 1 stick of butter. I'm going to throw it right here in our little measuring cup, along with 1/2 cup of water. So 1/2 cup of water and a stick of butter. Okay, now we're going to put in a 1/2 cup. No, I'm sorry. We're going to put in a cup of sugar. So we have a cup of sugar, a stick of butter, and a 1/2 cup of water. I'm going to heat this in the microwave till it starts to boil. I am using these Smucker's salted caramel for this because I have just been so busy, and I can make caramel, but this is just as good, if not better, than what I can make, honestly. I'm going to make this a great, simple Southern pound cake. I'm just going to start pouring just a little bit on top of the cake. Sauce here, we've already poured our glaze over the top of it. We're not going to put all of it on there because I want to put all of it on there because I want to put the caramel on, and I want it to kind of drizzle down also. I don't want the cake to be too sweet. So I'm not going to heat this caramel up because it pours so easy out of the jar. And I'm just going to start drizzling this caramel right on top of the cake. Just kind of like that. But this is the best caramel fudgy pound cake ever. It has so much flavor. We're going to get out the walnuts and we're going to put them in the oven. And we don't have to spray our pan or anything. We just want the walnuts on the pan. And my pan is already at 400 degrees, so this won't take very long. And we're not going to chop these up until after they've roasted. It just brings out the oils in the walnuts, and it just tastes so good. So I'd say about 1/2 cup. I'm going to put them right in the oven. Okay, and that should be about 5 or 6 minutes because it is on 400 degrees in there. And so we're going to let those stay for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then we'll get back to that cake. Okay, these are roasted, and let them cool just a few minutes, and I'm going to chop them up. I'm going to go ahead and put them in this bowl right here. I'm going to just start chopping them up. And I want to make sure these are really chopped up good. Just kind of like you would like little peanuts. Like you were going to put on a sundae or something. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit of the glaze, the sugar glaze. Just a little bit. Not much. Probably about 3 tablespoons, if even that. We want to give these nuts flavor. Even though we roasted them, we want more flavor. Okay. And this is warm, so it will cling to the cake. This is our caramel fudgy walnut pound cake. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This cake is so moist. The only thing it would be better if you were here eating a piece with me. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching and all the comments, and you guys just blow me away with your kindness. I can't believe how kind you are. Go and make this cake. Hit the like, subscribe, comment. I love answering your comments or responding to your comments. And I'm going to get this cake over to my mama because she's just not feeling good. And you guys go, make the cake, enjoy your life. Have a wonderful, wonderful